Hi there, it's Cassandra with your Astro-tarot forecast for all signs for November 2016. I'm here in San Antonio, Texas. It's probably 86, 88 degrees right now on October 30th. It hasn't cooled down here. It's the 29th today. I am in my backyard since it's a rare moment when no one's here except me and the dogs. So I apologize if some of them start making noise. I've got a visitor dog, the Basset Hound. I don't know if can you see him over there? I don't think you can see him. The Basset Hound. He used to live next door, but then they moved, and now we're taking care of him. And he's confused, and he keeps wanting to go next door. He doesn't live there anymore, so we've got that issue. But I am enjoying an Alaskan Amber here in my backyard because it's been another tough week. Going through a transition. So here in the time of Scorpio, it's a good thing for me to do, go through a transition and transformation, but it's not easy. So here I am, having my beer. What I wanted to talk about for November is I was listening to the Astrology podcast, which is a wonderful podcast. If you haven't heard it, I would recommend you subscribing and listening. They have a monthly forecast and then a bunch of other stuff. That's a wide breadth of astrological discussion. But anyway, Austin Coppock brought up the Jupiter Pluto square, which will take place in November. The dates, let me get you the dates. The date of the exact square with Jupiter at 15 degrees Libra and Pluto at 15 degrees Capricorn. The exact square takes place the week of the 20th, but obviously there's going to be time on either side, so all of November has to do with this square. And one of the things that Austin brought up about this sign was with Jupiter square Pluto. So a lot of times there can be hidden treasure. Okay, so Pluto's got the hidden, buried deep, and Jupiter the treasure. Jupiter in Libra is, can't we all just get along? Can't we hold hands and make the world a better place? Can't we improve things? And Pluto is the Darth Vader of the zodiac, according to some. It's your deep, deep fears, how you feel you're going to die. It's that very deep transformation. You feel like you're going to die. That's why you don't do it, because you're so scared of what's under there, what's underneath the surface, what's way down deep in the hidden recesses that you have to access and dialogue with in order to create transformation. So I was thinking about that, and it was reminding me of the Wizard of Oz. Because the can't we all just get along and make the world a better place part was, we're off to see the wizard, where Dorothy gets together with the Tin Man and the Scarecrow and the Lion, and they're off to see the wizard, and they're going to improve their lives. They're going to get out. She's going to get out of Oz, and they're going to get what they need. They're going to get their heart and their brains and all that.
Here he is, the Wizard of Oz, if ever a wizard was. If ever a wizard was, the Wizard of Oz is one. Because of the wonderful things he does. We're out to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
And but then they encounter Pluto, who is the wizard, before they find out who the wizard really is.
Believe my eyes. Why have you come back?
Please, sir, we've done what you told us. We brought you the broomstick of the Wicked Witch of the West. We melted her.
Oh, you liquidated her, eh? Very resourceful.
Yes, sir. So we'd like you to keep your promise to us, if you please, sir.
Not so fast. Not so fast. I'll have to give the matter a little thought. Go away and come back tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, but I want to go home now.
You've had plenty of time already.
Yeah. Do not arouse the wrath of the great and powerful Oz. I said come back tomorrow.
Okay, I'm back. So, Wizard of Oz, Jupiter square Pluto. So let's talk about that for each of the signs. I've got Monty Faber's karma cards, which are astrology cards, just to quickly go through each of the signs and see where that Jupiter Pluto square will be affecting you for the month of November. And I'm starting with Cancer. Why? Because I'm one of those people that's further along the zodiac, and everyone always starts with Aries, and so I'm waiting a long time for you to get to my sign. So I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to start at Cancer and then go all the way around. So Aries, you're last. Too bad. Okay, Cancer, the square for you is in the 4th house and the 7th house. So the 4th house has to do with your home base, your family, what makes you feel secure. And the 7th house has to do with relationships. And on the karma cards, the message is, do what makes you feel secure and get a fair deal. So for what that's worth, that's what the Jupiter Pluto square is about for you. It's about home and family and security and about relationships with other people. So do what makes you feel secure and get a fair deal. For Leo, we've got the square is in your 3rd house and in your 6th house. So the 3rd house is who are the people in your neighborhood. That's the 3rd house is your immediate environment, your stomping grounds. And the 6th house is your day-to-day routines and work. So this is has a very day-to-day feeling to it for you. And the message from the cards is, get your ideas going, 3rd house. Do it a little at a time, 6th house. So that 6th house has to, like I said, has to do with daily routines. So chipping at things little by little. So get your ideas going and do it a little at a time, Leo. All right, for Virgo, we have 2nd and 5th house for you for the square. So 2nd house is your resources, and that can be your family sometimes. And the 5th house is your creations and gambling and taking risks. So the message for you from the cards is, get what you need and do it dramatically. So get what you need with the 2nd house and do it dramatically. Or patiently with the trust of a child. So that 5th house brings in children. So, so far what's coming up is this, kind of like this need for security and need for getting what you need. But then there's some other factor involved. It's not just a straightforward like, hey, what's the secure, wise, trusted choice? It's, what is that, and how can I incorporate this other piece into it? Okay, for Libra, this square is occurring in your 1st and 4th houses. So the 1st house is you and the face you show to the world. That's your rising sign. Your rising sign appears in your 1st house. It's how you appear to the world. And your 4th house. So once again, it's your what makes you feel at home and secure, and the grounding part of your life, the grounded part of your life. It can also be your subconscious thoughts and what creates the foundation of you. And the message from the cards is, do it on your own. Do what makes you feel secure. So, do it on your own. Do what makes you feel secure. Okay, Scorpio, for you, this Jupiter Pluto square will be taking place in the 12th and 3rd houses. So the 12th house is the hidden house. It's the house of dreams. It's the house of spirituality. It's the house of the vision quest. And the 3rd house is, like I said earlier, for someone or another sign, 3rd house is who are the people in your neighborhood, your stomping grounds, your places you go every day, your communications. So the message from the Monty Faber Karma cards for you is, I gotta turn it around, keep your involvement hidden and get your ideas going. So we have that idea with the getting the ideas going. That was Leo had that one. Get your ideas going, but keep your involvement hidden. So play your cards close to the chest, because the 12th house is the house of hidden enemies. So people that are against you and you don't even know they're there. So play your cards close to your chest, but keep working on those ideas, Scorpio. All right, for who's next? Sagittarius. This square will be taking place in your 11th and 2nd houses. So the 11th house is your friends, your associations, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. And the 2nd house, once again, is the house of what you value, what you have, resources. It can be your family. So the message for you is do it for the future and get what you need. So once again, there's a lot of messages of security coming through to make sure that you're taken care of. Don't make a decision that's not going to take care of you, because this 11th house message of do it for the future is, the altruism of Aquarius in the 11th house and doing things for groups of people. Also, another message says your hopes and wishes, what you want, patiently. So, work towards what you want, but make sure that you're taken care of in the process and have some patience around it. And then we are at Capricorn. So this square is taking place in your 10th house and your 1st house. So the 10th house is your house of status, sometimes thought of as the house of career, just because in a modern way you are your job. That's, it wasn't always that way, but it is now. But it's your status. So it's like how you're known from afar. If somebody doesn't really know you, but they see you on paper or they know about you, it's like what they think you are. And like I said, for us, a lot of times that's your job, but it might not be. It might be your the grandma of the neighborhood or something like that. So a lot of people that maybe they don't even really know you, they don't really interact with you, but they know Mrs. Smith on the corner. She's a grandma of the neighborhood. You can ask her for a cup of sugar. You can ask her to watch your dog for a minute. You can, you can rely on her for these things. So that would be your status in the 10th house. And then the 1st house is, once again, who you are, how you project yourself, what you project out in the world, but you yourself, your body, who you are. So that's an interesting one. The message for you, Capricorn, is become a person of power and status and do it on your own. So that's kind of like take the bull by your horns and get out there and make it happen. Make it happen, Capricorn. Let me take a sip here. Hi there, Aquarius. This Jupiter Pluto square is taking place in your 9th and 12th houses. So the 9th house is the house that is big thinking, philosophy, foreign travel, big picture stuff, 10,000-foot view, what you believe in. And the 12th house is what is hidden. It's a spiritual house as well, but it's what is hidden, what's in the dream time, what's in your subconscious, things that other people do not see about you at all. And it also has to do with hidden enemies. So let's look at the cards and see what the specific message is, which is do it in a big way and keep your involvement hidden. So that means go for it. Go for it big time, but hold your cards close to your chest for now. And the big reveal will come later for you, Aquarius. And last, we've got Pisces. Well, not last, because I didn't do Aries first. Haha. We've got Pisces, and this square is taking place in your 8th and 11th houses. So the 8th house is the house of sex, death, money, house of transformation, other inheritances. It's other people's money. So it's sex, death, and money as in terms of other people's money. And the 11th house is the house of hopes and wishes and dreams and groups of people and your tribe, so to speak, your tribal associations. So the message for you, Pisces, is use other people's resources and do it for the future. So that's an interesting one. So you may be doing a project where it could be other people's resources, could be a loan, they could be benefactors or sponsors. It's where you're using other people's money and you're doing it for the future. So if you work in some kind of organization that accepts donations, this would be a perfect expression of going out and seeking donations at this time. If not, it could also be about, transforming your own life, and fulfilling your highest desires, or working with other groups of people within a tribe. So what comes to mind for me is like shamanic astrology, where you're using shamanism, which is like an 8th house thing, but it's within a group of, if there are other shamanic astrologers and people that are walking this path, that would be you transforming your life within a group or a tribe. So that's kind of exciting. I'm a little envious of you, Pisces. Okay, howdy Aries. This Jupiter Pluto square is taking place in your 7th and 10th houses. That was a leaf, I wasn't sure. Just want to point out that there is now a bee in my beer. So, but luckily I'm almost finished. So anyway, Aries, 7th and 10th. So it's your house of relationships, working with others, and your 10th house of status and reputation. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. They say, get a fair deal and become a person of power and status. So I believe it was Capricorn said, become a person of power and status and do it on your own. The seventh house is saying, get a fair deal, work with other people, and become a person of power and status. So go for it, Aries. You can do it. Taurus, you've got it in the 6th and in the 9th house. So the 6th house is with your daily routines, your daily work schedule, your health routine, just the day-to-day kind of daily tasks and chores. And the 9th, once again, is that visionary house, the 10,000-foot view of your life, what you believe in, the big picture of how you're going to get there kind of stuff. So the message for you from the cards is do it a little at a time and do it in a big way. So this is one where, squares are not easy energy. It's not like, oh, those two things just go together. It's like, I wanted to say chocolate and peanut butter, but those things do go together. It would be more like, let me see, what does chocolate not really go with? Can't think of anything. Like chocolate and tea. Like I've seen chocolate tea. I don't really think chocolate and tea go that well together. That's just my opinion. So I mean, there's not an easy way to pull this off because each side says you're doing it wrong. So do it at a little time, do a little bit every day. We get that. Do it in a big way. Well, that's not doing it in a big way. That's doing it in a little persistent way. So I think the message here is make sure you have that big vision behind what you're doing. So if you're building an adobe house brick by brick, make sure you have those blueprints. You have the plans to build the house. You're not just building a wall every day, but you're like, but I don't even know how many square feet this house is going to be. I don't know where the kitchen is. I don't know where the living room is. Have that big picture plan, and then just chip at it a little bit day by day. All right, so now we are at Gemini. Okay, so 5th and 8th Gemini. So 5th house is the house of children, gambling, passionate romance, art and creativity, self-expression. A lot of things having to do with taking a gamble. And then the 8th house is the house, like I said, of sex, death, money, other people's money, transformations. So I think the square type message here is, it says, with the trust of a child as a life or death issue. So, yeah, you got to kind of go in there like with the trust of a child, or with childlike enthusiasm or childlike creativity. But know that this is serious business, that you're not just playing around. So that's a good message. That's a powerful message. The other one is do it dramatically and use other people's resources. So as I said, with that eighth house is money from other people. So, you know, take the gamble and use somebody else's money. So when you lose it, it's not yours. Or you know, there's a lot there with that 5th and 8th house. That's like I said, you're really stepping out there and risking a lot. I think risk is the key word, whether it's your risk or somebody else's risks or both of yours put together. So finally, or maybe not finally, depending on how I put this together, I pulled 2 cards for this Jupiter and Pluto square, and what I came up with was the 9 of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So this 9 of Pentacles, see, this is this Jupiter, wealth and expansion and all good things. And then Queen of Cups is, it's I think it's about going deep with your emotions and being able to sit with your emotions and being able to feel your emotions. Because like I said, that Pluto brings up a lot of really nasty, rotten emotions that we need to get rid of in order to transform ourselves. We can't transform if we're walking around with rotten, stinky crap that we're just carrying and we won't put down. So this is it. It's a little bit of a do or die month in November. So, but I mean, there are good things that can come out of it, but you got to deal with those stinky, rotten emotions. So enjoy your November. Bye for now.